Have you stopped dreaming and decided to just settle for? Hi, this is Willie Davis with Will He Coach You Core Coaching. This is going to be my first live show since moving back to Southern California. Actually, I just moved back here, got back here on Monday of this week. I'm excited to be back, and I'm just looking forward to connecting with local family and friends again, and going on to get this my coaching business up off the ground and running. Today we're going to talk about have you stopped dreaming and accepted uh, uh, just uh, just to accept things the way that they are, to stop wanting that dream, to stop striving for that thing that you've always dreamed of that you've wanted out of life. Have you accepted that your dreams will never come to fruition, and now you have just decided to just settle for whatever comes your way? It's hard to accept that you will never accomplish your dreams or accomplish those things that you've wanted in your life than it is to go after them. Believe me, I know. I can remember the feelings that I used to get every time I would think about, well, I want to do this, or I want to do that. But, and that but is what would always happen, that but, and it would be like, well, I can't do it because of this, that, the other thing. And that was because I was looking at the how instead of the why. So one of the things that I came to discover in my journey in wanting to accomplish those dreams is that I had to let my why lead my how. In other words, my how had to be strong enough. My belief in, my why had to be strong enough, and my belief in my why had to be strong enough in order for the how to follow. It is not our business, as I've heard someone say before, it is not our business in the beginning, the how. Because if the why is strong enough, the how will find its way to you. So I had to stop making these excuses as to why I couldn't accomplish those dreams, and I just had to dream big, just continue to dream big, and to imagine what my life would be like once I accomplish that particular dream or goal that I had in mind. Another thing that I came to realize was that sacrifice. Now, I know using that word sacrifice, it sounds like, oh, such a big, scary word, sacrifice, I gotta give up this for that. But yeah, you do. And one of the things that I had to give up, I had to give up some friends. I had to give up some family members. I had to give up some habits that were getting in the way of me achieving that dream or that goal. So there is sacrifice. Sacrifice of that time that I would spend sitting in front of the television set, watching a movie or watching a particular show. I had to sacrifice that and instead use that time to gain knowledge for personal growth. And eventually, what I had to do was to eliminate the majority of that altogether in order to do my schooling and for my coaching certification full time. So I had very little time to do any of that, and that was a sacrifice I had to make. Another area I've already touched on, it was habits. You know, we build up these habits years after years of doing things a particular way. And sometimes those things it's hard to break away from those habits that we have built in. We're used to doing a certain thing at a certain time of day. And it is hard to break away from those things, but it can be done. And in most cases, it's a very, actually, it's good to change. Change is one of those things that we hate, most of us do. But one of my things, if I came to one of my, um, let's see, statements I used to always make a lot was change your habits, change your life. And it is so true. If you can change some of your habits, you can change your life. I already spoken about the why and the how, and how and why it is so important for your why to be the big the big elephant in the room, so to speak. It's got to be that thing that drives everything else. And the how, please don't let it get in the way. I know that I used to always think, here's what I used to do all the time. Well, I want to go and I want to do this. And then as soon as I started thinking about, well, I want to do this particular thing, then I would just start thinking about, well, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or I don't have this, or this isn't right, or that isn't right. I used to go through all of those things about why it couldn't be done until it would break down my why. And now my why was no longer, it was no longer that strong, good mental picture that I held in my mind, because now I've broken it all down with those bullets from those hows. I learned to always let the why be the driver and put the how in the trunk, because that will come along, it will follow along. Another thing I came to realize is to play to your strengths. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that um, a lot of times, and it's just like the hows and the whys, a lot of times we have a tendency to think about, well, I can do this, I'm good in this area of something, but I'm not good in this other area. And we tend to let that hold us back because of that weakness. I've come to realize that strength that you have, if you allow it to work its way, if you latch on to that and start moving with that strength, well, that weakness, it would soon start strengthening too. It would dissipate. It would no longer be a weakness. It would also strengthen. And it would help you move you along towards your goals and towards your aspirations, towards your dreams, towards all those things that you want to accomplish in life. If you leave with your strengths, those weaknesses, they will dissipate. Another thing is that you have to put yourself in the right place to succeed. What I mean by that is that you have to put yourself in the right place of mind, the right mindset, sometimes the right environment. It's a lot of times it's where you are with the people around you, and what they are saying to you. It's the messages that you get from some of your friends and families that can stall you, that can keep you from moving forward. I'm not saying don't love your friends and families, and I'm not saying get rid of your friends and families. It's not even what I'm not even coming close to saying that. But what I am saying to you is to put some boundaries up. Put some boundaries up around those things. Put some boundaries up around your environment, because it's very important that you have the right people around you and the right environment. Now, sometimes I know that it's very difficult to look beyond your present circumstances and see a big, bright, beautiful future, because so many times we are just beaten down by those things. We're beaten down so low until we just can't see over that crap. But it's very important that we try our very best to move beyond that and to dream beyond that. Here's what I always say, and this is just one of my things I always say, and I know it sounds a little bit corny, but it's the truth. Your imagination, man, it is the very foundation of everything that goes on with us. Indeed, if you believe in the Bible, let's just say, I'm going to just say it this way: if you believe in the Bible, when God said, "Let there be light," well, let there be light. There was no light. What happened? God imagined the light. Imagination. That's just how important imagination is. Use your imagination. It's free. You don't have to go down to Walmart and pay $3.99 a pound for imagination. You got it already. It's free. Use it. I mean, and when I say use it, I mean use it. Dream big, ridiculous, out of this world dreams. Imagine. It doesn't cost you any more than it does to dream small or to imagine small. But it's, like I say, it's very important that you dream big. And one thing I want to leave you with, I want you to remember this always. And this is it's a saying, it goes back, I don't know how many years, but I've heard it all my life. And at times there was times when I didn't understand exactly what it meant, or it didn't resonate with me as it does now. Your present situation does not dictate your future. Go for it. Live big, dream big. The only person out there that can stop you from achieving the things that you want and desire in life is you. Thank you very much for listening to my little live broadcast today. You all have a great, wonderful day. God bless. Goodbye.